Hello, hello, Dreamball fans. The Biz here again with the Week 3 matchups. Well, this will be. I'll try to speed through this one. All right. First off, we have looking at our standings from Week 2. We have we have three people at 2-0: Polichad, Owchies, and Peregrine, with +6, +4, and +2 differential respectively. We have Bold and TheFineMantine at 1-1. Then we have Duo and BOSSMORE at 0-1, and we have PapaSquid and Scrigman at 0-2. Those are the quick standings. And then looking at our matchups for this week, we have TheFineMantine with a bye. All right. We have Duo versus BOSSMORE. Duo rocking Ghost and Normal against BOSSMORE's Dragon and Electric. This looks like a pretty even matchup, I would say. There's no real, really not many super effective ways to hit each other just through stab alone. So it'll be coverage moves for that big damage, but it'll be interesting to see how that matchup plays out. We have Peregrine versus Polichad for our game 2. Bug and Psychic against Dark and Poison. Interestingly, Bug does help Psychic into the Dark matchup, so that'll be interesting. We'll see how that plays out. Bug, though, is very strong into Peregrine, into the Psychic types, not so much the Bugs, but it'll be an interesting one as well. Now for our game 3, we'll have PapaSquid against Owchies, Fairy and Rock versus Water and Fighting. Fairy types and the Water types are going to be more dominant in this matchup, I would say, but we'll have to see because Rock is also good into Fighting is also good into Rock. Yeah. And then on to our last match would be Bold versus Scrigman, Fire and Ice versus Grass and Steel. So Fire is looking really good in this matchup, but it likely will end up being more momentum-based game if the Fire types are able to just attack. That'll end up pretty good for Bold. All right. So we'll just get into the matches. Okay, just the audio. Duo versus BOSSMORE here. We have Ursaluna Blood Moon, Arbeliva, Skeledirge, Annihilate, Hisuian Zoroark, and Cyclizar. Arbeliva is a Terra Captain here, rocking Terra Normal, so probably some big hyper voices going out. Only thing that actually resists that here is the Magnezone. And then BOSSMORE rocking Dragon and Electric here with the Baxcalibur, Hydrapple, Dracovish, Zapdos, Garchomp, and Magnezone. Hydrapple's the Terra Captain here, rocking Terra Electric. Alright. Well, let's get this match going. And alright, looking at this matchup off the bat, we have Cyclizar into Garchomp. This is the only spinner I'm aware of or hazard removal on Duo's team here. Starting lead, I would say Garchomp doesn't want to stand in any potential dragon move, but it might, if it's running like a Hobbenberry or something like that, it can take the hit from this and then KO it back, something like that. We'll see how this first turn plays out. Draco, okay. Oh, that's some big damage. Specs? Okay. -4. Alright, Volt Switch on the Magnezone here? Ooh, that's a great read. Magnet Rise, that's also a good move. Moonblast. Alright. That special attack drop kind of hurts though. Vacuum Wave. Flash Cannon. Alright. Magnezone's doing some good damage here. Vacuum Wave. Dracovish here with the Vicious Friend. Oh, that's a resisted hit. Bandaged Dracovish, most likely. Vicious Rend. Picks up the Arboliva. Cyclozar comes out. U-turns out. Magnezone. Luna. Does it Magnet Rise? With Flash Cannon. Flash Cannon. Alright, picks up the Ursaluna. Cyclozar comes back out. Bitter Malice. Oh, it's actually the Zoroark this time. U-turn. Alright. Into the Skeledirge. Nasty Plot. Likely unaware, so it's not going to really care about the +2. Torch Song. Stacking up. Throat Spray. For +2. Earth Power. Does half. Shadow Ball. Ooh, almost gets a KO there. Alright. Cyclozar. Oh, it's the Zoroark. Bitter Malice and Shadow Ball. Interesting set. Bitter Malice. 40% off this. Attack drop. Spikes. Another Bitter Malice. Spikes. Shadow Ball to finish off the KO. Baxcalibur comes in. Garf Glaive Rush. Bitter Malice. That is some pretty good damage. And the attack drop. Annihilate comes out here. Ace Punch. Gets the chip on Hydrapple comes out here. Drain Punch. Ooh, that's not enough. Giga Drain. Ooh, Rage Fist comes out here. Oh, Bulk Up. Okay. Giga Drain. Drain Punch. Oh, Rage Fist. Ooh, so real close. Does it take the Glaive Rush? Oh, it does not take the Glaive Rush. Cyclozar comes back. Not fast enough. GG to BOSSMORE. A very close 1-0. Alright. That is our first match. On to our second game. Peregrine versus Polichad here. We have the Bronzong, Malamar, Oranguru, Araquanid, Tapu Lele, and Starmie. With Malamar as the Terra Captain, rocking Terra Bug. Yes, Terra Bug is legal here. Terra Bug is legal here. Polichad here, rocking Tentacruel, Sneasler, Tinglu, Incineroar, Hydreigon, and Low Kicks. Low Kicks also running Terra Bug. Okay. Terra Bug makes sense. Alright. No Armor Rouge this time around, interestingly, but I guess it makes sense. Alright. On to our game. Tapu Lele into Tentacruel. Tentacruel does not like that. Do you get the Moonblast read? Nope. Psychic. Starmie comes out. Knockoff. Ooh, does not like the knockoff. There's the boots removed. Flip turn. Alright. Oranguru here. U-turn takes half off this with a crit. Alright. Trick Room. Okay. Araquanid. Can it do some work? Ruination takes half off the Araquanid. Tentacruel comes back in. Waterfall almost takes half. One other Waterfall. Knock off. Choice Band. Waterfall onto the Hydreigon, 36. Trick Room is over now. Sack the Starmie, yeah. Here comes the Malamar. Superpower picks up the Tentacruel. Both, each player down 1 mon so far. Terrabug, Terrabug. Everyone Terrabugs. Superpower takes half off the Tinglu. Starting to set up pretty big here. Another superpower should pick this up. Yeah. Ooh. Hydreigon comes back out. Tapu Lele switch. Dragon move? Flamethrower. Alright. Incineroar comes back out. Moonblast. Yeah. Moonblast takes almost half off the Incineroar. Another Moonblast. Special attack drop. Knock off. Choice Specs. And another Moonblast. Sneasler? Psychic Seed. Oh, using your opponent's terrain to your advantage is huge. Oh, never mind. Didn't last very long. Body Press Bronzong. Ooh, picks up the Hydreigon. Low kicks. Sucker Punch. Ooh, Psychic Terrain back up. Knock off. Alright. Oranguru here. Expanding Force picks up the low kicks. Sneasler, everything down to Sneaslers. Oh, Expanding Force picks up the Sneasler. Peregrine taking the 4-0 in this matchup. Honestly, out of everything I expected, I did not expect a Trick Room to come out. Bronzong running this late game Trick Room did really help. And yeah, this team was relatively slow. Alright. Let's get into our game 3. We have PapaSquid into Owchies. We have the Screamtail Lunatone. Oh my god, I've never seen this Pokemon in competitive battle. Tapu Koko, Iron Valiant, Tyrantrum, and Azumarill. The Azumarill is the Terra Captain for this matchup. Alright, for PapaSquid, and it's rocking Terra Water. Then we have Owchies rocking the Greninja, Blaziken, Great Tusk, Cobalion, Iron Bundle, and Quillfish. Blaziken rocking Terra Water. Alright. Let's see. Quillfish makes sense. To check the Azumarill, I think. I think that's the main job. Alright, let's see how this plays out. Iron Valiant into Cobalion. Fighting move? Oh, it's also good into this. 20%. That's physically defensive for sure. Oh, yeah, that's so much damage on the Iron Valiant already without even doing anything. Toxic Spikes. We've seen Toxic Spikes used in a good number of matches already. Alright, Lunatone. Stealth Rock? Alright, all the hazards are coming up. Psychic into the Greninja. Screamtail gets poisoned here, that's not good for it. Spikes, alright, everyone's got hazards. Sludge Wave does a good chunk to Screamtail. Baton Pass. Tapu Koko comes back out. Defog. Good usage of Defog. Sludge Wave picks up the Tapu Koko. Alright. Cobalion comes in here. Liquidation does half. It's not taking another one. Volt Switch into the Quillfish. Yeah. Intimidate. Liquidation. Oh, another defense drop, but leftovers. Iron Valiant comes back out. Toxic Spikes. Psychic. Picks up the Quillfish. Iron Bundle comes out. No booster energy. Vacuum Wave almost picks it up though. Freeze Dry. Takes out the Iron Valiant. Green Tail. Psychic Noise hits Cobalion. Screamtail getting chunked down. Wish. Volt Switch. Are we going to see a protect from the Screamtail here, or are we... A hard switch into Azumarill here. Terra Water, Swords Dance. Alright. Blaziken's starting to get set up. Earthquake, doing half to Azumarill. Knockoff, takes up the leftovers. Okay. I think Blaziken wins from this point. Terra Blast Water, picks up the Azumarill. Tyrantrum coming out. Lumberry. Earthquake, takes out the Tyrantrum. Lunatone comes out. Eats the Terra, taken out by the Terra Blast. And Screamtail, taken out by the Blaziken. Alright, 5-0 by Owchies. This Blaziken's put in a lot of work in this matchup, but have to say that all these hazards were going through this squad pretty effectively. Tapu Koko did have the defog, but it couldn't stay in after the defog. Alright. On to our last match of the week. We have Bold versus Scrigman, Fire and Ice versus Grass and Steel. We have Kyurem, Hisuian Typhlosion, Infernape, Emboar, Volcanion, and Heatran. Emboar rocking Terra Fire against Ogerpon Wellspring, Kartana, Credilli, Sinistra, Archelodon, and Breloom. Sinistra is the Terra captain here, rocking Terra Ghost. Adjust volume. And alright, let's get this final match underway. Okay, scary matchup indeed. Nasty plot right off the bat. Body press. Alright. Fighting move. Aura Sphere. Picks up the Credilli right off the bat. Turn 2 and we already have a KO. Mach Punch. Alright. Mach. Frisk finds the Choice Band. Ogerpon. He does not take that Eruption at all. Kartana. He does. Okay. Yeah, there's another Eruption KO. Scarf. Eruption. Takes out the Archelodon. Sinistra. Terra Ghost. It takes half from that Eruption. Return fire. Gets KO'd back by the Sinistra. Oh, Eruption version 2. Mach Punch takes up the Heatran from full. And here comes Kyurem. Mach Punch takes 80 off the Kyurem. Ice Beam, though, picks up the Breloom. I think that's the fastest match in the season. This is a 10-turn game. Oh, alright. Very swift game. 4-0, very bloody. Alright, so we have... That was our matches of the week. And now we can look at our current standings. Our week 3 standings. We have Owchies and Peregrine at the top at 3-0 with a +9 and a +6 differential respectively. We have Bold and Polichad with a 2-1, 2 wins with a +5 and a +2 differential. TheFineMantine and BOSSMORE each at 1-1 with a 0 and a -4 differential. Then we have Duo at 7th place at 0-2 with a -2 record. And then at 8th and 9th, PapaSquid and Scrigman are at 0-3 with a -7 and -9 record respectively. So, let's see. I did check this. Playoffs is top 6 make playoffs, and I believe that means you going 4-4 probably means you're highly likely to make playoffs. If you're 3 wins, you're pretty much hoping for differential to make it through at that point. But yeah, and looking at these, Owchies and Peregrine only need one more. PapaSquid and Scrigman, though, they have a hard road ahead of them. Being at 0 and 3, and you probably need you need four wins out of your next 5 games, so that'll be a tough road ahead of them. And one last thing we should probably look at is the MVP race here. Yeah. So far, Owchies with both Blaziken and Iron Bundle and Blaziken at the top 2 spots. 13 kills between them in 3 games is insane. Normally for these sorts of PvP races, like the top spots would probably be held by different Pokemon, or Pokemon on the top 2 spots are probably held by different Pokemon on different teams. All right, but we're looking at Polichad with their Sneasler from Polichad in 3rd, Armor Rouge by Peregrine in 4th, Kyurem by Bold in 5th, and so on. 5 KOs is pretty respectable. Yeah. But who has the most KOs in the league? Unfortunately, it's the Ogerpon, Wellspring, and Tentacruel at -3. Ooh, rough for them. That was the week 3 matches. So, hope to see you again for next week's video. Next week's video is likely going to be delayed. I won't have access to 2 monitors. But yeah, we will see. Alright, see ya. Abyss signing out.